Hello everyone, today I got to see the new David o.Russell movie starring Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence in the movie of Joy. And in this movie, the character Joy, played by Jennifer Lawrence, is trying to create this new type of mop thing, but this movie expands over a couple of decades of her life, of her struggling with her family, of her two main families, like her brothers, her parents, all that, in her own personal family, and her dealing with a past husband, and dealing with this big invention of hers, of her trying to make this new type of mop. And here's the thing, oddly enough, I wouldn't say this is weird, but I'm not really a David o.Russell fan because here's my opinion on his previous films. Silver Linings Playbook, I admire that film. I think it's actually a well-made film. I was not invested with that film. I just don't think it's a film for me, really. And American Hustle was a bit of an Oscar bait film, which, to be honest, I don't think is it's a fine, okay film, but it's not really my favorite really thing. And I think it's a bit too much of an Oscar bait film for my own taste. So for that, it's like, seeing this movie, I'm just like, okay, sure. But it's like the trailer surprisingly sold me. So when I first saw the trailer, and I think it was late November, I believe, early November when I first saw the trailer. So I'm like, okay, sure, this looks actually engaging. I actually want to see this. And in this movie as a whole, I want to say there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of bad. But let's just talk about the good first. Number one, Jennifer Lawrence. There's a reason why. There's a damn reason why a lot of people today are just loving Jennifer Lawrence. She's just an excellent actor. She really is. She knows how to play the strength, the vulnerability, just a whole well-rounded performance from her as a whole. She's just incredible in this movie. She's really good. She's the heart and soul of this movie. She's the center of it, and she really sells it greatly. Also, some of the, while not most of the side cast, some of them are really good. Robert De Niro is excellent. Bradley Cooper is good, although he gets a bit of minimal presence in the film, but that's just it, really. But as a whole, I do think the good things in this movie is actually really good. The plot is very engaging, and I found myself actually really liking her character as the film went along, and I felt a lot of sadness and a lot of I felt the real journey for her, like of her really struggling with her family, and her past, and her hopes for the future, and this really relying on her making this big invention. And I think it's a really smart, really engaging premise that I found myself very, very interested in. And I found the performance of her really great, and the story, while sounding dumb, is like, her just trying to make an invention to support her family, sounds a bit ridiculous, but you're just like, what, I'm here for the story, let's just deal with it. And that's a really big testament to this, I won't say the writing, but just the plot itself. It sounds ridiculous, but it's surprisingly good, and I found myself, like I said before, really enjoying it. I really found her character great. But what holds this movie to such a great level is the side characters, the side performances, and the story act as a whole. There's a lot of side performances that are just ridiculous. Some of them are just a bit too over the top, and some of the side characters are just way too dour and unlikable, and they're so deeply unlikable. Like, these are family members, and they're not supporting her. They're not being there for her. They're not cheering her on. They're just unlikable asses, and I find that seriously depriving of the film of how much I wanted it to be. It was like, you want to cheer on this type of character, and yet the supporting characters who should be supporting her are not. They're not. They're just not likable, and they're just terrible, and you can't like them at all. And if the film was trying to show that's the point of it, then I kind of guess it's an okay job. But they're so unlikable, and they don't support her journey, which for me at least, felt was a bit hard to stomach at times. Excuse me. And I will say, the film does have a focusing problem. It's not until the 45-50 minute point where the film finally finds its footing, knows where it's going with the plot, and goes with it. It seems like the first 40, 50 minutes of the movie was really struggling with finding of what it needed to be and how to carry it all the way through. I wouldn't say the beginning is bad, but you're just like, okay, where's this film going? I don't know where it's going. The plot seems to meander a bit. You don't know where it's going. And that's just some of the biggest problems I have with the film. But again, to compliment the film as a whole, the ending is a very good ending, and I found myself almost cheering at the ending. I'm like, yes! Like when you see how it ultimately plays out, you actually legitimately feel for the final anchor, for that final pull for the moment. You feel that big release off her shoulders of the big burden that she was carrying the whole way, and you felt the success of the character, that journey. You felt her struggle. You felt the winning success, even though that's a bit of a spoiler. I'm sorry for saying that. I shouldn't have said that. As a spoiler, at least. I'm sorry for that. That was terribly done with me. But aside from that, the ending is really good, and I almost found myself cheering along at that moment. I'm like, yes, her character. Like, seriously, Jennifer Lawrence is just one of the most likable, coolest, most down-to-earth actors out there. And she really adds a lot of great weight and likability to the role. The story, while ridiculous and it finds itself kind of meandering at points, I found myself very invested within it. And even though it has a lot of problems, it's just a very, very weird divided film. It's like, for the good things I can say about this film, those are all bad things I can say about the film. But as a whole, I liked it, and I'm going to give Joy 63%. That's actually, I'm going to give it a 65% just to be a bit more generous. The good things are really, really good, even though the bad things are still pretty there, very much there. But as a whole, I found myself I'm like, it's an appreciating film, and I would say I would like to recommend it once, even though it's not a movie to see like in theaters. It's not like an IMAX experience or anything like that, like Star Wars or anything like that. It's just a fun little journey trying to make it through underdog movie as a whole, and you do really feel for it. So in the end, I feel like giving it a 65%, in my opinion, is actually a fairly good rating. That's just my thoughts as a whole on the movie. Enjoy, everyone. I really do hope you enjoy my opinion on this, and stick around for the weekend with more reviews to come, because it's near the end of the year. So I will try to get out as many reviews as I can on the movies I want to see. Till then, everyone, thank you for watching. See you in the future. Bye.